Welcome back to the Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's your host, Cassandra Rosa. I am an intuitive life coach, healer, and business coach, and my mission is to help you to create a fulfilling life in business. The purpose of this podcast is to do the same. I bring along special guests to share their journey, as well as some tips and tricks to help you to create a fulfilling life and business of your own. Today, this is a solo episode, and we're going to be talking about mental health. What I wish I did different on my mental health journey. Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast episode. It's a solo one today, and we're talking about mental health. We have been focusing on health at large on this podcast lately with creating consistency with your health journey with the special guest, Samantha Jones, that we had last week. And we have another health-related episode coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. That was a great opportunity to talk about mental health and my journey with it as a spiritual entrepreneur. This was something that was kind of pushed to the side in the beginning of my journey because I was so focused on creating such a fulfilling life and business, and my mental health kind of got pushed to the wayside. So I'm going to share with you what I wish I would have done differently from this entrepreneurial perspective. And mental health is so important and connected to creating a fulfilling life and business, because when you fill up your cup to the overflow, right, you're feeling in optimal health, mentally and physically. That allows you to fully step into focusing on a business and sharing some of that self-love and compassion with others. And that's something that wasn't 100% my perspective in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. So I went full-time as an entrepreneur in 2019. I was going full force in my business, left my full-time job within 6 months, and went out in the world pre-pandemic to build this fulfilling business that I daydreamed about time and time again. And I remember subscribing to hustle culture. I left my full-time job, was building my business with coaching clients, was also supporting mentors of mine, doing sales for their company, and help them to create, $1 million company that they have today, which was such a beautiful experience. But I was go, go, go Energizer Bunny. In my first year of business, I had a full course load of clients, created a book, podcast, blog, website, all the things. So I was always going because I had this belief that you have to work hard to make a difference. You have to work hard to make money. And because of that, it's like I became in the back seat of what I was working on. My relationships took a back seat. I was just go, go, go. And I felt fulfilled. I felt absolutely in love with all that I was doing. It didn't feel like work to me, but I have to admit, it caught up with me mentally and physically. Physically, I put on weight. I wasn't eating properly, and mentally, my mind was just always going. I found it really hard to relax. So it got to this point after my first year of business that the burnout started to happen emotionally, mentally, and physically. So if I could have done it again in the beginning of my journey, I wouldn't have subscribed to hustle culture. I wouldn't have subscribed to the thought and the belief system of working hard to make a difference and make money, and really focused on taking my time and making my mental health the highest priority. Luckily, that changed. There was a switch that happened when I had that burnout, that I slowed down and I focused on quality instead of quantity projects, outsourced, got a virtual assistant, and started to create firm boundaries, right? Not saying yes to every single opportunity that came my way, because that was something else I did, is I said yes to everything. Yes to every opportunity, yes to every podcast appearance, yes to every creative idea. I did it all in one moment, and I didn't set boundaries. I didn't set boundaries when clients would message me late at night. I didn't set boundaries with my work schedule. I was working all hours of the night. I didn't set boundaries at all in my life. And that really made my mental health, come and suffer from it because of the burnout, because of, like I was saying, my mind constantly going. I remember at night having all this amazing creative energy and my mind taking forever to slow down to go to sleep at night because I was just so much in this like go, go, go and flow, which is great in the creative process, but not good for your mental health because I wasn't present. I wasn't present in my relationships. I wasn't present with even the courses I was taking for myself because I was always thinking about all the things that I had to do and all the creative processes. So for my mental health, I wish I set more boundaries. I wish I said no to certain projects in the moment and maybe made those later projects instead of doing everything at the same time so that my mindset and my mental health was more at peace and I was able to be more present for myself and my needs when it came to health and mental health. So if you're someone that's in the beginning of your journey, tune into yourself when you're making decisions. I do this a lot now and tuning in if this is in alignment for me, if it feels good, and if my mental health was in alignment with this project I was going to say yes to. And there was also things that were going on behind the scenes in my life, in my personal life, things that were coming up to being healed, right? Which I was taking all these courses for myself, and a lot of these things would come up to the surface to be healed. And I was kind of doing spiritual bypassing, having this like toxic positivity mindset of like, yeah, like everything's fine, everything's good. I'm just going to meditate and feel a little bit better and I'm going to move on. And I kind of put aside these things that needed to be healed to the side. I would use my spiritual practices and positivity to be able to deal with the emotional surface level repercussions of feeling sad, feeling off, feeling weird energetically. But in the process of doing that, I was bypassing all the things that had to be healed. So it was like this song of dance of, I'm feeling off because these things are coming up to be healed, but I need to feel better because I need to focus on my business. So it was this song and dance, this inner battle that took a toll on me more than I realized until, again, it caught up with me afterwards. So it's really giving yourself the space to focus on your healing journey, giving yourself the space to ask for help, to work with a coach, with a therapist, and go deep to heal the things that you need to heal instead of just putting some positivity tools on the surface level to deal with it. So I remember giving myself the space last year. I took like a back seat from a lot of creative projects, taking on a full client course load to really integrate and heal myself on the deepest level and giving myself the space to do that. And that's really allowed me to transform in so many ways I can even begin to explain on this podcast today. And has helped me feel just so much more lighter and at ease and in flow and alignment with myself, which has allowed me to show up completely differently in the later part of last year into this year. So that's allowed me mentally to be in a whole different space. And the way that I operate now for myself and for my business is entirely different. I have those slow mornings. I focus on filling myself up and making my cup be filled so much that there's so much overflow with the way that I'm able to give to other people in my life, to my boyfriend, to my friends, to my family, to my clients. And it all starts with making my mental health and making my self-care and making me the number one priority. And that might seem selfish, but it allows you to give more to others when you've given to yourself. It allows you to show up differently. It allows you to feel differently. Not like there's some stuff that you've thrown on the shelf that you'll deal with later when it comes to what you need to heal. Not with, hustle, 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 and then at the end of the day, trying to fill up your cup before you go to sleep type of things, way of being. Having those firm boundaries in place so that you're in this concept of feeling good, feeling good. It's something so simple, but it's something I've learned when I took this like year-long thing with Gabby Bernstein of like feeling good is like so important, and it's so um underrated. When you feel good mentally and physically and spiritually, it will allow you to create that fulfilling life and business with so much more ease. So if you're listening to this today, just to kind of wrap it up and encompass all these messages that and learning from my mistakes and my lessons, if you're one that can create a fulfilling life and business, make your mental health the highest priority. Say no to hustle culture and find your own flow when it comes to productivity and your creation process. For me, what I realized, it's important to have those slow mornings. It's important to have a few days that I get a lot done, and also giving my space for creation and more of a fluid day. And that's just what I found about me. Little kind of asterisks and other things that you can consider when it comes to your workflow is checking out human design and learning about your energy type and how that affects your productivity. So say no to hustle culture and find your own flow when it comes to your creation process. Setting firm boundaries, doing what feels good for you, not buying into the people pleasing, not buying into saying that every opportunity, yes, because you're scared it won't come again, but really tuning into yourself and saying, does this feel good for me to do this? Does it feel like it fits in my schedule? Is it a right now focus or is it a later focus? And lastly, enough with the toxic positivity and the spiritual bypassing, really giving yourself the space to heal things on the deepest level and allowing your positivity tools and boosting, energy boosting and mindset, affirmative action to come as a like maintenance thing versus something that you're doing to put a band-aid on the things that are meant to heal. That will allow your mental health to transform. All of these things is what allows you to allow your cup to be filled up and at the forefront. So do things in your day, start your day with making your energy, your mental health the highest priority. It's not selfish to make your mental health and make you the number one priority. That will allow you to create your life and business with so much more ease. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I'll upload a new video on Thursday. See you in the next one. Bye.